This is DEC Signal.
I'm Carol Hennessy, an AI educator voice, built to represent you. Fast, accurate, educator first. For the second week in a row, this community filled a boardroom and spoke for its students. Monday night, it was about libraries, and the board listened, but could not act. Here's what you need to know. The community showed up again, and this time, the situation is more complicated. The reassignment of all 3 middle school librarians dominated Monday's meeting. More than 60 people addressed the board: parents, students, teachers, ETHS librarians, professional associations, and the librarians themselves. The testimony was powerful. A 6th grader from Chute, a 4th grader from Lincoln who found Lafayette in the stacks, a Nichols librarian with 21 years of service, every one of them making the same case. You cannot have a library without a librarian. The room, the books, the shelves, the beanbags, becomes just a room. DEC President Kelly Post said it directly. Our middle school students will lose something irreplaceable. A librarian who finds them the just right book, who teaches them to distinguish fact from fiction in a world where that has never mattered more. Our students did not create this budget crisis. They should not be the ones asked to absorb its consequences. Here is what educators need to understand about this decision. The reassignment of middle school librarians was an administrative decision, not a board vote. The board president said so at the start of the meeting. The board can express concern, ask questions, and push for a plan, but they cannot reverse this through a vote. The librarians keep their jobs somewhere in the district. The middle school library programs, as they exist today, do not. The savings: $387,631. The board committed to continuing this conversation, but Monday night, with no mechanism to vote, the outcome did not change. If you are a middle school educator who relies on your librarian for collaboration, for curriculum, for the students who show up at lunch because they have nowhere else to go, this loss is real, and DEC is not done advocating. Now the question every educator deserves an answer to: how is the district closing the remaining $635,000 budget gap? Monday night, the board reached consensus. Not a formal vote, but direction to the administration to build the FY27 budget around these 4 decisions. 1. Remove 2 hazardous bus routes. The Chicago Avenue and Grosse Pointe Bridge hazard designations will be retracted. Savings: approximately $160,000. The Ridge Road hazard, where new school boundary changes bring more students across a busier corridor, is being kept. 2. Reduce crossing guard spending. The board's commitment drops from $500,000 to $400,000, cutting roughly 8 additional crossing guards. The board also directed staff to push the city of Evanston to take on more of this responsibility. Savings: $100,000. 3. Sliding scale bus fees. The board directed the administration to implement a sliding scale for general education busing. Families who do not qualify for free or reduced lunch would pay a fee, similar to the lunch program model. Revenue estimate: approximately $100,000. This number is uncertain. No policy is in place yet, community input is still needed, and implementation for fall is not guaranteed. If it falls short, capex absorbs the difference. 4. Reduce capital expenditure spending. The board agreed to pull approximately $300,000 from the planned capital improvement budget, dropping from $2.7 million to roughly $2.4 million. This is the piece that matters most for the long term. That $2.7 million commitment was written into the January 9th board resolution. Reducing it triggers the resolution's language, meaning if the district does not meet its financial benchmarks by October 2026, the board will move toward a conversation about closing Lincolnwood Elementary. Together, these 4 pieces get the district to approximately $660,000, just over the gap. 3 things educators should be watching. Preschool transportation. Early childhood staff made a powerful case Monday. 42% of JEH students have IEPs. The building is not walkable, and cutting busing effectively eliminates the program for the families who need it most. No final decision. The board is exploring a sliding scale. Unresolved. Family and community engagement liaisons. The FACE liaison positions are still listed as a potential reduction. 5 positions currently filled. They serve 73% Black students, families who often have no other trusted point of contact in the district. No cut was made Monday, but it remains on the table. Superintendent Turner said something every educator needs to hear. In previous rounds of cuts, the district protected classroom-level services. That is no longer the case. We are now at a place where cuts reach schools directly. And if the financial benchmarks are not met by October, Lincolnwood is back in the conversation. That affects educator placement across the district. DEC Signal will keep you informed as those decisions develop. 2 weeks in a row, this community has walked into that room and told the truth about what students need. Last week, 7 counselors kept their jobs. This week, the library fight continues, and a budget gap has a plan, however fragile. The work is not finished. October is not far, and the decisions between now and then will shape what this district looks like when students walk through the doors in September. DEC is at the table. Keep showing up. I'm Carol Hennessy. This is DEC Signal, the briefing built for educators by educators. Stay informed. That is how we stay strong.